A PR disaster around small business PPP loans, and State Farm predicts the future during ESPN's Last Dance Chicago Bulls doc. I'm Jeff Beer, and this is Fast Company's brand Hit and Miss of the Week. This week's miss goes to Ruth's Chris Steakhouse chain. Back on April 16th, news broke that the American federal government's emergency $350 billion small business lending program was officially tapped out. And even though the word small is right there in the title, soon word got out that big businesses like major restaurant chains and publicly traded companies were getting tens of millions of dollars from the program. Soon after that, Shake Shack announced that because of this discrepancy, it was going to give back the $10 million that it received as part of the loan program. That move then shifted people's attention to brands that weren't making the same call. Enter Ruth's Chris Steakhouse, which received $20 million as part of the loans. This is a company with 100 locations in the US and more than 6,000 employees. Not exactly a small business. Despite their size, Ruth's Chris and other major companies that receive money from the program still have plenty of employees who need support. And they're far from deserving all the blame here, given the loose definitions and vague outlines in the application process, as Shake Shack honcho Danny Meyer outlined in an open letter on LinkedIn. That said, in the public eye and from a brand image perspective, here on one hand we have Shake Shack giving back its $10 million. And what have we heard from Ruth's Chris? That's not a strategy. And the longer you let a situation make you look like a corporate vampire, the worse it is for your brand overall. It's a PPP PR nightmare. This week's hit goes to State Farm. On Sunday night, more than 6 million people tuned in to watch the first 2 episodes of ESPN's new 10-part docuseries, The Last Dance, chronicling the 1997-1998 Chicago Bulls. Originally slated to air in June, the network moved it up to this month to give fans something to watch while all sports are shut down. Not only is it compelling because the filmmakers were given unprecedented access to the final championship season of perhaps one of the greatest sports teams ever assembled, but it's also a time warp to another era of sports and pop culture. The music, the fashion, the media. But State Farm used that nostalgia and our immersion in it to pull off one of the best advertising fake-outs in recent memory. Amid all this living in the past came some vintage Sports Center footage highlighting that same Bulls team, until anchor Kenny Mayne started mentioning things like skinny jeans and the Last Dance doc itself. The reaction online was immediate and fans loved it.
It's gonna be lit.
Not only was it a great joke, but a perfect example of advertising that complements the moment instead of interrupting it. That's it for now. Let us know your own brand hit and miss picks. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.